So, when doing these videos and I'm looking for different skills, I just noticed how many skills that I have played for a long time ago that I really enjoyed, and since then they have just fallen off. And one thing that I have played is a Bleed bow Gladiator, and the bleed pops are so satisfying. But it has been falling off and I haven't picked it up in many years. So I have never tried the snipe skill, and I kinda expect that I won't like it, but we'll see. Sometimes skills surprise me a lot when I actually try them and play them. So starting off, I'm running both a totem setup, I have a puncture setup, and I have a split arrow setup. I'm using Pierce on the split arrow, and I will continue doing that all the way through. I've seen quite a few people who's using Shane instead, and maybe that will feel better more towards the end game when you got a 5 link or 6 link, so you don't fall off too much in the damage. But for now it seems to be working fine with Pierce, and I suggest if you try this, try both setups and see what you like the most. And maybe even swap them around later on as well, so you don't just get a feeling for it in the beginning. In Act 2 there's basically no change, we are just adding in a herald, and we are changing some of the support gems. If you are playing with a friend, or if you are playing on trade, you can go for the Mana Forged Arrow setup already. I haven't, so at the moment it's just a self-cast setup. But that will change in Act 3 when we can buy most of the gems from after Siosa. As always, if you have any suggestions, any comments, please leave them below. So we're now in Act 3 and first lab is done, and doesn't do too much for it. It helps us with our bleed chance, which makes our bleed feel get to 100%, so that feels much better. But the damage is pretty meh so far, and yeah, you can see that it's not fantastic, but let's keep pushing on. I'm also starved on my socket, so I couldn't put on vulnerability just yet either, so that isn't helping for the single target. Yeah, so now we actually got the vulnerability, and we are also sniping, which is the biggest change, and I don't like it. My ramp up time is way too slow. I need more attack speed to make it feel comfortable, I think. But the damage is pretty okay. It's very annoying when like these maggots here, when they get in the way of a snipe, if you're trying to snipe and then just a small mob keeps getting in the way and you lose all your ramp up. So So far, I really don't enjoy the snipe, but yeah, let's see how it feels a bit later on.
Let us see if you truly understand what it means to be Nightmare. Accept the gift of immortality.
Yeah, we keep going forward. The single target is pretty poor while running through the zones, as I really don't want to stand and charge up the snipe against just rare mobs. Maybe I should just run past them or something, but I don't like that playstyle either. So for now, yeah, it's not feeling awesome, but it gets me through the acts. Another thing, I would probably take the leech nodes much earlier than I did. I've changed that up in the path of building because I noticed that I go out of mana a lot. Yeah, we're adding in determination now because I got so many reservation nodes, and but I don't have enough mana and I don't have enough link to put the vitality on arrogance just yet, so I had to turn it off for now. I will change the vitality to arrogance so you can fit everything in. If you don't want to do that, just swap them around as you like. If you only want more damage and you think that you're tanky enough, go for Malevolence Aura instead of Determination. Yeah, so second lab done, and now we have bleed pops, and at least those are feeling very good, and the sound is very satisfying, so that's good. Uh, Swapped over the vitality to reservation on my life, so this is basically the setup that I end up with. I don't think I did any changes after this point. And yeah, running through the zones feels better now. You get some pops, so the clear is much faster, which helps on the heavy rares because now I can maybe charge up a little snipe on those and not have tons of normal mobs in the way to take the hit from me. Uh, but still, I'm not a fan of the snipe skill. I also have a better bow waiting for me that I can't equip yet, which is annoying. Yeah, here you can see that the pops are quite nice, but you can also see that the rares keep living and they take a while to die. I run away, I run back, and now the rare died. Or if it didn't, or maybe it was at full health. Yeah, so the clearing in the zones is on the normal mobs is good, on magic mobs are good, but on rare mobs it's still not fantastic. Yeah? And yeah, here you can see the awkwardness in bosses that attack you a lot and you can't really stand still and you want to charge up the snipe. Yeah, still not fantastic, but the damage on the snipe is at least pretty okay when you charge it up and when you hit the mob. Yeah, no changes here. So, last lab done, and I took the challenge charges, and they feel pretty good when running through the zones. You get a bit faster, which is nice. Otherwise, yeah, what to say about this? I think the snipe skill is terrible. I can see path of buildings, and you can get 10 million bleed DPS, and you can see here standing still and charging up, waiting for the boss to, and I release, and it works perfectly fine. But for general gameplay, I don't like it. It's not great. Um, but if you keep trucking on this type of character, I can see people having 1-2 million bleed DPS on the split arrow, which then will be perfectly fine to map with. But they are putting in quite a big investment in the character. So for me, for now, this is doable. It works fine. The bleed pops are amazing, but the snipe should probably have 4 times the damage to make up for the awkward gameplay with it. It should be extremely strong because you need to position yourself good and you need to hit the target, and so it should be much stronger, I think. Yeah, we can always hope for some buffs coming, and maybe this will be even better because it's a satisfying playstyle. It just needs a little bit more, I think. Anyway, that will be that, and I'll leave you with 2 map showcases, and they are going quite okay. If you have anything, as I said, leave it below. Thank you very much, and bye bye.